All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about a really powerful idea today. What if every single struggle you face isn't actually a roadblock, but a path to growth? Let's dive into that.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You're struggling with the daily grind, life's challenges. Whether it's your job, your personal life, or just feeling like you're treading water, it's so easy to feel stuck. But what if it isn't the whole picture? This right here, this is the whole game changer. This quote totally flips the script. Struggle doesn't mean the world is out to get you. It just means there's something you don't know yet. It's not a personal failure, it's just a knowledge gap. So that leads us perfectly into our first big idea here. At the end of the day, every problem has a solution. And you know what? That solution is almost always just a piece of information, a little bit of knowledge that you haven't stumbled upon yet. Seriously, think about it. People throughout history have overcome situations way, way worse than what most of us deal with. How would they do it? It wasn't by just gritting their teeth and trying harder with the same broken strategy. Nope. They went out and found new information, new knowledge that showed them a completely different way to move forward. Okay, so if knowledge is the key, then that brings up a really important point, right? You can't just learn one thing and be done. This has to be a lifelong thing. You have to always be sharpening the sword.
And just look at this timeline. We're talking about almost 50 years of practicing yoga, 46 years of teaching it, and he's still learning. I mean, think about that. After decades of mastering one thing, he pivots and starts specializing in social media 17 years ago. And he's still taking seminars to learn more. That's commitment.
And here's the proof in the pudding. This is what all that constant practice gets you. Just a few years ago, a certain healing process took 4.5 hours. Today, 4 minutes. That is a mind-blowing improvement. It's not magic, it's the direct result of never, ever stopping that learning process. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? I'm always sharpening the sword. It's a daily thing, a commitment to getting just a little bit better, a little bit smarter every single day. Mastery isn't some finish line you cross. It's the act of sharpening, over and over again. All right, so we've got to keep learning. But where do we get all this new knowledge from? Well, that brings us to our third big point, the incredible power of the company you keep. You've probably heard this saying a million times, right? The law of averages. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. Their habits, their mindset, their ambitions, even how much money they make, all of it kind of rubs off on you and pulls you toward their average. But here's where it gets really interesting in our world today. Your company isn't just the 5 people you grab coffee with anymore, not even close. It's the podcast you listen to. It's the thought leaders you follow. It's the scientists who break things down. You can literally choose to hang out with the smartest, most successful people on the planet, all through your phone. So here's the secret, the real takeaway here. You have to consciously choose the company you keep. You have to curate your influences, especially the digital ones. Instead of just mindlessly scrolling, you can deliberately fill your feed and your ears with people and ideas that lift you up, that teach you something new, and that push you to be better. Okay, so you're out there gaining all this knowledge. That's awesome. But when you try to apply it in the real world, guess what? You're going to hit some bumps. You're going to have setbacks. And that leads us to our fourth and honestly, maybe the most important part of all of this, how to think about failure. I absolutely love this reframe. It's so powerful. Whenever I failed, I said, no, I just didn't find the right way yet. See? Failure isn't some verdict on who you are. It's not a dead end. It's just feedback. It's the universe saying, hey, that path didn't work. Try another one. And you just keep trying and trying. And if you think that sounds easy, well, this table is a serious reality check. Look at these timelines. To achieve a major goal, 6 years. Another one, 11 years. 17 years for a third. And to truly master something, 40 years. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. Real success, the big stuff, is a marathon, not a sprint. And this is the kind of mindset you need to see those goals through. Either I'm going to achieve it or die trying. It's that all-in, unwavering belief that you will find the right way, no matter how many wrong turns you have to take to get there. So why are we talking about all this? Why does this intense focus on learning and resilience matter so much right now, more than maybe ever before? Let's just take a quick look at the world we're living in. First off, the sheer scale of things. You are competing with 8.4 billion people. You're not just up against the folks in your town or your country anymore. You're one voice in a global ocean. And on top of that, the noise is just unbelievable. 1 billion uploads to social media every single day. If you want to get noticed, if you want to break through that static, you can't just be good. You have to be at the absolute peak of your game. And if that wasn't enough, we've got this little thing called AI that's basically changing everything. It's reshaping the entire job market, the ability to adapt, to learn new skills. It's not a nice to have anymore. It is a fundamental requirement for survival. Which brings us to a pretty stark reality. In the past, there was a middle ground. You could be kind of average and do okay. That path, it's disappearing fast. In today's hyper-competitive, fast-changing world, it feels like there are really only two outcomes left. You either go for great success or you risk total failure. The middle is getting squeezed out. So it all comes down to this one question. Your company, the people and ideas that influence you, is right there in your pocket. It's in your phone. The power to learn, to grow, to choose, it's literally at your fingertips. We've laid out the principles. We know the stakes are high. So the only real question left is, who are you going to tune into today?